I'm in the middle of the projects with my gun in my hand. Most don't have a choice, so we choose to take a chance. Gambling, what you gonna do when it's time to feed your family? You gonna go handle it by gambling. We gambling, 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 gambling. Hey, it's hard to focus on your grind, cause you got everything on the line. You gambling.
Imagine being this talented, but you wouldn't even release your own music. The story of 20-year-old phenom artist Rod Wave is like no other. Poetically converting his pain was not easy, but somehow St. Petersburg, Florida's own, has got the spotlight. From stealing cars to stealing the ears of millions with his voice, the story of Rod Wave's success has now been featured. Rodarius Marcel Green grew up in the streets of St. Petersburg, Florida. Rodarius' childhood wasn't too different from a normal kid from the hood. It actually might have been a little better. Though his dad and mom were separated, according to Rod, they did the best job they could as co-parents. His dad was a hustler in the streets and actually kept Rod fresh, even copped the new J's from time to time.
We didn't really have to go through no, you know what I'm saying, everything was sweet. Christmas, you know what I'm saying, everything was sweet. School clothes, everything, you know what I'm saying. But then we went to prison and my mama moved us, you know what I'm saying, kind of, you know what I'm saying, started recognizing and understanding. Moms did a shit now, you know what I'm saying, but you see it a little different, like Christmas ain't the same, you know what I'm saying, kind of, you know what I'm saying. Grandma got to step in and all kind of shit, but, and then as you get older, you know what I'm saying, I'm so used to, you know what I'm saying, the new J's, the this, that, and the other. And then you coming up around and who my age hustling, they got all this. You know what I'm saying? I miss that shit. Like, damn, bro, I used to have them J's too. You know what I'm saying? Now them just in the hallway with the new shit on where you like, damn, boy, I gotta get right.
But things went south for Rod quickly. Rod's father got sentenced to 6 years in prison right before Rod went off to middle school. Rod actually would Google his father's name while he was at school. Marijuana, witness tampering, attempted murder, all things Rod claimed he saw next to his father's name upon Googling why he was locked up. One day his teacher finally had enough of his Google searches. She told his mother on him, writing in his agenda book, "Your kid is at school Googling information about his prison father. Are you okay with this?" Rod's mother warned him to stay off the internet. Green started to look for a father figure to replace his pops temporarily. His pops tried to still be there for his kid, but Rod admitted it was a fail because his presence was gone. When his pops went to prison, his Uncle Derek took him and tried to be the father figure in his life, but then his Uncle Derek went to prison. So he attached himself to the women who held those men down. But their love was not enough. The street still put its arms around young Rod Wave. He was too young to get a job. His mom was struggling. Bills needed to be paid, and to Rod, the street seemed to be his immediate answer. But that's easier said than done when you're watching your homies flex drug and lick money. Imagine having no father around and you seeing dudes simply break into cars and sometimes coming away with $500, $600. Rod copied his homies, and soon after he got arrested. In the 9th grade, he got hit with an armed burglary charge and deadly use with a firearm charge. According to Rod, he ended up in a juvenile detention center for some time. While he was locked up, his dad actually came home from prison. Now the father looked at his son, unfortunately following in his footsteps.
And he sat me down and was like, man, listen, he came to see me actually and was like, bro, this shit you doing serious, bro. Like, yes, they gonna send your ass to prison, bro. Like, that shit spooked me. You know what I'm saying? So, but they let me walk on that one. You know what I'm saying? Like, but, you know what I'm saying? They were like, bro, your ass get in any trouble, boy. They gonna do it to your ass.
Rod would end up getting one of his charges dropped, which allowed him to go back to school while being on house arrest. With everything going on in his personal life, Rod needed an avenue to vent to. His brother was into music, but always encouraged Rod himself to give music a shot since he always had a very strong voice.
I gave my brother the plug, he my cousin the drug. I show my brother the love. He showed my cousin the love. That's how it go in the street. But when you fucking with me, I got him in for the cheap and got him going in a week. I traded sleep for success. I traded grind for the rest. Walk in the mall standing tall, ready to blow me a check. Don't have to like it at all, but bitch, you're gonna respect. All that I want is a check with nothing more, nothing less.
So we knew he had a voice, but what could he do with it? He allowed one of his close friends to put one of his songs online just to see what people thought. Soon enough, one song became 4 songs. And before long, St. Petersburg had an artist of their own in the game. Rod Wave.
I'm knee deep in the game, niggas in the way. I've been chasing after change, I love that in the state. I've been in and out of town, I ain't been home in days. I've been in and out of town, I'm trying to get paid.
Rod would take that pain into the studio, singing and rapping heartfelt lyrics that hit your soul.
They went for my niggas up the road. Hold on, my nigga. I understand it seems so long. But stay strong, my nigga. He said, life goes on. You're not wrong, my nigga. But I need you. No. You're not alone, my nigga.
The only thing with Rod is he's a super shy and reserved person. I don't care who you are, family, friends, even producers from time to time. He does not want you around in that booth when it's time to record. The only person that can stay in the studio with Rod Wave a lot of times when he's recording is his engineer. That's it. One of the projects that Rod put out, entitled PTSD, tackled a multitude of mental issues and disorders that Rod believed everyone as people deal with, obviously post-traumatic stress, social anxiety, and even depression. On one of the more popular records off the project, Rod detailed some of his battles. He said, I don't get along with my peers, I'm at war with myself, so f you and everybody else. Okay, I finally get the meaning of fighting demons. Late at night, I ain't sleeping, I'm up thinking.
Words on cardboard and a picture in my hand saying, if you see this girl, can you tell her where I am?
Yeah, I don't believe Rod Wave's gonna be the meet and greet artist. I think that's safe to say he's not gonna be the meet and greet guy. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised 2, 3, 5 years down the line we look up and Rod is one of the biggest artists in the game. But I also would not be surprised if 2, 3, 5 years down the line we look up and we kind of like, yo, what the heck happened to Rod Wave? He was super talented, but he's kind of just fell off the scene. That's how much he just hates being around other people unless he's on that stage. According to Rod, despite all the success that he's had, he still gets very nervous every time before releasing new music, to the point where he'll legit cut his phone off when he knows he's got new music coming out at midnight because of his fear of rejection. The good thing for Rod, though, usually his fans are pretty receptive to new music from him. They love when they get new music from their guy Rod Wave. I believe the connection stems from the type of music that Rod is making. This is not the moment music. He's making timeless records. One of the things that surprised me with Rod Wave is how serious he takes the craft and integrity in the music that he's putting out. Usually we see artists pop off, they get in the game, and they're so geeked to be able to work with all these artists who really just want a hit record out of you because you the new popping thing. Usually we see those young artists just take all the features from guys that they looked up to as many as possible. But with Rod, he really ain't on that wave. He really doesn't do a lot of features. He's not gonna work with a lot of other artists if he feels like their story just doesn't relate to where he's at with it in life right now.
You got some old party ass. I ain't really trying to do no song with you for real because we ain't got common for real.
Yeah.
Or you might got a nigga who might saying something. I'll pull up on your street and shoot you in the head. Shit. I ain't really with that. You know what I'm saying? I don't really. Not because I ain't on that, but I'm trying to spread another message. You know what I'm saying? These little niggas catching elbows out here. You know what I'm saying? They losing their life. You know what I'm saying? Mama losing their kids. And so I'm on a platform now where if I say some shit, all the motherfuckers gonna hear it.
Rod's keeping that same energy with every artist. I don't care who you are. In an interview with Dirty Glove Bastard, Rod even questioned the messaging in a down south legend in Young Jeezy's music.
What people misunderstood about that is some people don't want to hear the truth. People scared of the truth. You see what I'm saying? So a nigga like Jeezy, You done lived it. You done been there. You know what come with this.
Yeah.
You feel me? So for you to get on a song, tell trap or die, you know, some that's living like that. So he motivating others, but for the others, you supposed to tell them, hey, if you ain't for that shit, don't even, you know what I'm saying? So for the kids that's coming up, go to school, man, do something. Cause you ain't gonna get nothing but death or jail out of this shit.
The one artist Rod has always been able to relate to is none other than Kevin Gates. When he was 15, he started DMing Kevin Gates and he obviously didn't get a reply. After years of grinding and consistently putting out music, even performing in front of just a few people at times, the grind paid off. He got recognized by his favorite artist, Kevin Gates, finally DM'd the young artist from St. Petersburg, Florida back.
And sometimes you forget your favorite rapper don't even know who you is. You feel what I'm saying? So for me to actually meet him, you know what I'm saying, and really vibe with him and have so much in common with him, bro, that shit crazy, bro.
The two would end up doing multiple records together, including Cuban Links. That video has been viewed on YouTube over 80 million times. Gates enjoyed his time with the young artist so much that he would go on to executively produce Rod Wave's entire ghetto gospel project, and then Gates would triple down on his support of 20-year-old Florida rapper by bringing him on his tour last November.
What's up, man? What's up? You can come up with this. Check this out, and this is how I feel. This is how I feel, bro. If you ain't listening to Rod Wave, you need to be listening to you some with some bop in. I appreciate y'all for you know what I'm saying. Drop you know what I'm saying. All that shit. We gonna turn this, you know what I'm saying, for real.
The kid who at one point in time was in jeopardy of getting caught in a life of robbery is now a young phenom rapper. He was able to move out of the hood. He's even got spots in multiple places, including Atlanta, Georgia. He bought himself a car. He even bought his mom, the woman who once told him to focus on being a jit, a new car.
If nothing else makes you happier, this should. I mean, this type of stuff you live for.
I'm just a broken-hearted man. Some say it makes no sense. What else can I do? How will I move on when I'm still in love with you? So if one day you wake up and find you're missing me, and your heart starts to wonder where on earth I could be, thinking maybe you'll come back to the place that we meet, and see me waiting for you on the corner of the street.